The league stage of IPL 2024 is nearing its conclusion. There's just one match left between Kolkata Knight Riders and Rajasthan Royals. This late in the league stage, we still don't know what the exact playoff fixtures look like. Kolkata Knight Riders has cemented its place at the top of the table. They will play the qualifier one. What happens in the match against Rajasthan Royals will decide whether Sunrisers Hyderabad will feature in the qualifier one, or it will be Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan Royals needs to win that match to have a shot at going to the final directly from that match. We know the four teams, as I mentioned: KKR, Rajasthan Royals, Sunrisers Hyderabad, and the fourth team which miraculously got through in a dramatic finish last night was Royal Challengers Bengaluru. And I am Abhishek Saini. I have with me my colleague Anish, and we are going to go through what the strengths and weaknesses of the teams have been, what the general trends have been for the four teams as they prepare to go to the crunch phase of the season. We'll start with KKR, the table toppers, 19 points. They had a couple of one match washed out. We still don't know whether the RR KKR game will go ahead because of rain. And I think the highlight of KKR season has been Sunil Narayan. Anish, what would you like to say about his performances?
He's been such a match winner. You call the definition of match winners, contributing with both the bat and the ball. He was tried as an opener for KKR a few seasons ago. He had, for few performances, used to give quick starts in the power play and get out, but this time he's managed to keep it going, score a 450 plus season.
And we almost thought that, okay, I think KKR is stretching too far with this experiment of opening with Sunil Narayan.
But he's managed to pull through multiple contributions through the season.
Exactly.
He's doing just enough with the ball. It's not a purple cap winning season with the ball for Narayan, but just enough. And no wonder he sits atop the most valuable player rankings.
Another positive for KKR, this season has been Harshit Rana. He's a very young upcoming player from Delhi. He's played with the India A team in the Emerging Asia Cup. He has been in the camp for the past couple of seasons. But this year, I think he's been really consistent in terms of getting those breakthroughs for KKR through the middle overs. And I think he's somewhat made up for the little bit inconsistencies that have been, Mitchell Stark has not been really up to the mark. You have Vaibhav Arora, who's also been a little sporadic with his performances, and in that sense, he's really made up for those inconsistencies, and together with, I think, Varun Chakravarti and Sunil Narayan, as Anish mentioned, I think these three bowlers have really formed a core of what the KKR bowling has been about, and restricting the opposition through the middle overs and then picking wickets at the death.
And with the playoffs happening in Ahmedabad and Chennai, both are slightly slower wickets. So both Narayan and Varun will come into play. Harshit is bowling his slower ones exceptionally well at the death. So things looking bright for KKR in terms of going ahead in the playoffs.
What would you say is I think KKR is probably one of the teams which does not really have a lot of glaring inefficiencies, but if you have to list out something, what will it be for KKR?
One of it has obviously been that over-reliance on the opening pair.
Yeah.
Phil Salt and Sunil Narayan have together scored 900 runs for them this season. Salt is no longer with the team. He has travelled to England ahead of their Pakistan T20 series. So that leaves them with a conundrum. Do they bring in Rahimullah Gurbaz as the opener, or do they bring Venkatesh as opener and play someone like a Sharfin Rutherford through the middle? So then there's a change in balance. So we always say that a winning team should just keep going on. Now there's a sudden change in the order they play. So will that affect the team? And the middle order as well, they have not performed consistently. They've not had to in most games.
Yeah, because I think up top Sunil Narayan and Phil Salt have done the job. If not, I think Venkatesh Iyer has 150, Shreyas Iyer has a couple of 50s. But again, they've not really had that consistent run, and in just to be on the safer side, you never know what you may need in a crunch match, in a knockout match, and I think that, as you rightly said, the lack of time in the middle for the middle order might just come back to bite them. Right now, second in the points table is Sunrisers Hyderabad. They pulled off a 4-wicket win against Punjab Kings today to move up to the second spot. And if KKR wins today's match, RR loses, then Sunrisers will be the team playing the qualifier one on 21st. So yeah, Anish, coming to the strengths for Sunrisers, what do you think?
Something very similar to KKR. The top two in the batting order, unbelievable seasons, 900 runs together. Travis Head, India's enemy number
Nemesis.
one these days.
The Achilles heel,
Yes.
the kryptonite.
And Abhishek Sharma as well, the young Punjab batter. Excellent season, has given starts continuously. I was a little surprised to see it was only his third 50 of the season earlier
Exactly,
today.
yeah.
Because he's been so consistent in giving those starts in the power play. So the biggest strength is there.
And I mean, both those players, they have a strike rate in excess of 200, and we see like almost every second match that Sunrisers have played, they've managed to score like 120, 130 odd runs inside the first 10 overs, and it happened today as well. They were 129 for 1 after 10 overs, and Abhishek Sharma scored some 66 of 28 deliveries, I think, and it's the consistency that's sort of mind-boggling, because I think some players, they do it for an innings or two and they're not able to keep it up, but they've done this for 14 games now. Another, I think, strength for what has complemented this batting opening salvo has been its sort of all-around holistic pace attack. You have Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who is taking us back through the years, what he used to do with India back in 2013, 14, 15. He is a purple cap winner, and although this season I don't think he's done that much wicket wise, but his economy rates are really crucial in sort of restricting the oppositions through the power play. And to make up for the lack of wickets, you have T. Natarajan. He has some 17 wickets, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, it's the batting and bowling. I think both departments are clicking at the same time for Sunrisers.
Not to forget their captain Pat Cummins hasn't been considered a traditional T20 bowler.
It's tough as an Indian fan to side with Pat Cummins, but credit where it's due.
But he's been brilliant
phenomenal.
with his cutters. Excellent through the middle overs. Is 15 wickets, very decent return, decent economy rate, 9.2ish. Is also decent.
Which is good. How many runs have been scored this season? I think anything under 10 is phenomenal.
So, like you said, the all-round pace attack, I think they complement each other well. Bhuvneshwar comes, swings it in the first few power play overs, comes at the death for 1 over. Natarajan has those cutters, bowls a good slower short ball, Yorkers, we used to be known as the Yorker King Natarajan. So that overall complementing. And
add to this, I think the find of the season for Sunrisers, Nitish Kumar Reddy.
Yeah.
He is sort of, I've not really figured out how he is. He can give you those skiddy deliveries. He can be that hit the deck bowler. He has variation as well.
And I think to the bat well as well in a couple of important games,
including today's match. So I think this is something that has been crucial in taking SRH where it is at this point in the tournament. Coming to the other side, what do you think are the couple of things that SRH is lacking?
Again, an over reliance on the top order, because barring Heinrich Klaasen, probably he's had an okay season, 183 strike rate, which we expect out of Klaasen, but only 3 or 4 match-winning knocks. He's come in some places. He's come complemented the start given by Head and Abhishek, but has he won matches on his own? For example, that game against CSK when they lost wickets early, the middle order wasn't able to carry the team to that victory, and I don't remember the middle order carrying SRH.
I think something similar happened with the Mumbai Indians. I think it was Nitish Kumar Reddy who scored that 50 when he really showed that he can fit into the playing 11. So I think going into the playoffs, they will need their middle order firing.
Correct.
Do you think there's anything else they can improve?
Yes. So we spoke about the brilliance of their pace quartet, but what about spinners? They have gone with Shehbaz. They started off with Mayank Markanday for a few games.
Who has not played in I don't know how long.
Yeah, he's not played in how long. 8 wickets for him this season. Shehbaz has only picked 2 wickets, I guess, in the entirety of the IPL. He's not been used every game. They have used the young Sri Lankan spinner Vijayakanth Vyaskanth for the last 2-3 games. Again, only 2 wickets to show for. Good economy rate, but still only 2 games, very little small sample size to judge him as a spinner. And again, like we mentioned, Ahmedabad, Chennai, two very crucial pitches for spinners.
Spinners.
So then again, it remains to be seen whether if the paces are taken for plenty, do the spinners have the capacity to give that breakthroughs, or are they just containing spinners? So that's something I think Sunrisers will have to figure out through the playoffs.
Moving on to the next two teams, why I mentioned these two teams together is because they've sort of had the recent form has been contrasting in nature. We have Rajasthan Royals who just cannot seem to find a victory at this point in time, and then there's Royal Challengers Bengaluru who can't stop winning at this point in time. I think for Rajasthan Royals this will be one of the biggest worries. Today against KKR was one opportunity to sort of try to get what is not working. Sanju Samson, I think he admitted that day in a post-match conference that something has to be missing in us, that we're not able to win.
Correct.
And against KKR today they had an opportunity. If play happens, I hope they find it, but otherwise this does not really bode well. I think they've lost 4 matches on the trot.
Yeah.
It doesn't really bode well to go through the playoffs on such a bad note.
Another weakness is their similar middle order. The top 4 have contributed so much for them that the lower middle order in particular has not had much to do.
And like not even just the top 4. I think it's just number 3 and 4. Sanju
yeah.
Samson and Riyan Parag. I think both have scored 500 plus runs this season. Jaiswal and Butler. Okay, Butler has 2 centuries. Jaiswal scored a century, but their contributions have been too far and few in between. It's mainly been reliant on Sanju Samson and Riyan Parag. There was 150 from Dhruv Jurel in the middle. But again, if these two batters don't click, the batting sort of just crumbles.
And their batting order also looks a touch weak compared to the other 3 teams.
Do you think they shuffle their batting order?
Yeah, I think unnecessarily sometimes.
Okay.
If there's a solid rationale behind sending Ashwin in a particular role, I think it makes sense. Do you consider Ashwin to be a spin basher? Do you consider send him in the middle overs, counter attack spin for 2 overs, then he gets out, then it's good for that, bodes well for the team. But sometimes they send him out when there's pace being deployed from both ends. So what exactly are they looking out of Ashwin?
And there have been instances where the experiment has not worked.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And looking onto the other end of the spectrum, Royal Challengers Bengaluru, I think the most glaring weakness you could find in that team, in that batting order, would be Will Jacks departing and Glenn Maxwell being out of form. Yet somehow they stuck to what they had been doing through the season, and they've reaped the rewards for that.
And their main strength is their former captain Virat Kohli. 708 runs so far, and it's not about the volume of the runs; it's about the strike rate in which he's hitting them. 155 strike rate. He's really upped that gear a bit this season.
Especially against spinners, I think.
Yeah, and he's brought out that slog sweep very often. Even in the game against CSK yesterday, there was a bit of turn after that short spell of rain. The ball was turning square. Virat employed that slog sweep to counter Ravindra Jadeja. That's one of the favourable matchups that CSK had. But Virat countered that brilliantly. And so that one weakness that Virat has addressed has gone a long way in helping him score.
He's being supported now. We've seen Rajat Patidar. He has 4 or 5 scores of 50 or round about 50, where he's scoring at a strike rate almost close to 200. Then you have Cameron Green, who comes up with those 10-12 ball cameos, which gives them that final flourish towards the end of the innings.
Not to forget Dinesh Karthik as well. Similar role, comes and hits pace.
Exactly, and I think they were relying too much on Dinesh Karthik through the initial phase of the tournament. But now everybody is chipping in as a whole, which the results speak for themselves.
Correct.
But talking about weaknesses, what do you think RCB has to do now to sort of just iron out the chinks?
So when the season started, we were talking about how frail RCB's bowling attack is. Yash Dayal has come in and done very well. He was one of the question marks ahead of the season, but he's really performed well. Again, those slow ball cutters, left-handed variety that he brings, able to swing the ball away in the power play as well. So, but despite that excellence from fast bowling, contribution from spinners has been far and few between. Swapnil Singh has been utilized in the power play over a couple of games. Bowled in the middle overs yesterday. Not really a wicket-taking bowler. Khan Sharma is their other option. Will Jacks bowled a bit, but he's left for England. Maxwell has been taken for plenty earlier in the season. Did well yesterday. So only 20 wickets from spin in the entirety of the season. So that's a question mark probably. Again, considering the wickets that they will be offered in Ahmedabad and Chennai.
This is what we know about the team so far. Playoffs are a separate game altogether. It's more about the mindset and as Virat Kohli says, if you have a 1% chance, can you build on that 1% chance and then get into a winning position? A lot of permutation combinations will work out. How the teams face. We still do not know the fixtures, which will be decided after the tonight's game. What happens, which team wins, we'll find out soon enough. But one thing we can be sure of is we're still in. There's a lot of good cricket in store for us.